Hi everyone, happy Friday, welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you a little share of some cards that I'll be making. So I've got a tutorial and I'm also going to show you more of the ones that I've already made. But before I get started, I just want to give a shout out to the lovely Bona who is Live Love Scrap here on YouTube, who totally inspired me to make these cards. And I will put Bona's YouTube link in my description box so you can go and check her out. She's a fabulous crafter. So if you're into your paper crafts, she does amazing work and she's just great to watch. So Bona recently made some butterfly, like 3D butterfly cards, and that really inspired me to get my butterfly dies out, and I have got quite a few. But I'm going to be using one of the more recent ones that I bought. I think I bought it about a month, maybe 2 months ago. And I'll just show you the dies and then I'll do a little process of the cards that I'll be making. So the paper, the reason I got the paper in front of me, this is the paper pad that I'll be using. It's a Tilda paper pad, and I just thought I'll just get it out and start using some Tilda papers. And I love all the summery colours in this, and this one is the Spring Diaries, and it just got some beautiful summery colours, very pretty, and I love the little floral designs within it as well. So this is the paper pad I'll be using for all my cards. The die set I'll be using, Bona had a lovely butterfly die set and I can't remember which one it was. So I'm going to be using the Tattered lace dies, and these are the butterflies, and I have got them out of the package because they're really pretty and lovely size as well. And there's 7 dies in the set, so I'll show you what you get with each one. So let me just give it a quick measurement if I can find my ruler, which I cannot, but I'll put the measurements of the die below, and I'll put a link to where I think you can find this. And as you can see, it's a really nice large die, so you get the big die first, and this die, I'll just measure on here actually. This is a 5 by, just do it again. Yeah, it's actually a 6-inch die, 6 by 3.5. So really nice size die and perfect for card bases. So this is your first die layer. Then you get this one, which is the ornate large piece, which nests within the large bit like this. And then you have the next size down, which is this one, and this is a 3-inch butterfly with the fancy inlay cut, so you can cut it without the fancy bit, and if you wanted the details you'd cut it with the lacy bit inside. And then the next one is like this, so same thing, this is a 2-inch butterfly with the ornate piece, and then you get a really diddy little one here. So I mean, there's so many different variations of how you can cut these butterflies. I mean, for instance, I made another project where I've cut the 2 patterns with the outer frame, and the pattern piece only cuts out the filigree lace design and it doesn't actually cut out the butterfly shape. So it's just a really nice set of butterfly dies to have within your stash. And I did cut some pieces out and I'll show you what I mean. So you can cut a piece like this to give yourself the outer layer, then you can give yourself the outer layer with the pattern, you can give yourself the inner layer with 1 cut, then the inner layer with 2 cuts. You can see you've cut it like the pattern out twice, and then you've got the medium one by itself, the tiny one, the 3rd one with the filigree cutout, the 3rd one without the filigree, and then the tiniest ones are these cute little butterflies, and they're just really adorable. So these are just few that I was just playing with and I cut them out. So those are the dies, and so I'm just going to get started and show you what I will be doing. So let's have a look. Sorry, my craft room is such a hot mess at the moment, I can't even tell you, and I have no idea where I've put some bits and pieces. Okay, so I'm going to get started and create a really fancy butterfly card. So this one is a total inspiration from Bona. So this is what she did. She basically took a card base. She took a card base with the fold on the top. So there's the card, and then you just layer the base layer on top of the fold, not cutting the actual fold. So you just leave a millimeter or two where it's not going to cut, and that's going to give you the hinge, if you like, of the card, so the fold of the card. And that's what I did. So this is how I've cut it, and that's the card base. And I've already cut out another smaller butterfly with a sentiment which just says, "Hello beautiful, have a fabulous day." So that is my card base ready to decorate. So my first layer I've cut is this beautiful pattern paper, and I'm going to cut this, stick this down with some wet glue. You can use whatever glue you want, and just make sure you get to the edges and then line your pattern paper to your card base. So these are really pretty double-sided papers, and I absolutely loved making these cards. I'll show you a few more that I've made as well. So thank you, Bona, for the inspiration. And I definitely wanted to do these cards after I saw Bona's video. And I'm sorry if you can hear my neighbours. They're all out cutting the grass today because it's such a lovely day. So that is my first layer down, and then I have this layer which is cut out in blue, and I've cut the pattern within it. So this is going to sit in the middle. So what I'll be doing is I'm going to be adding a couple of foam pads either side of the center, so that when it is in an envelope or a box or whatever, it won't completely flatten, it'll always bounce back up. So I'll show you what I mean anyway as I'm doing it. So I'm just going to give it a little bend like this. Then I've got some foam pads which I've just cut into little slithers, and I'm going to use for the larger one, I'm just going to use some larger pads, and I'm going to put one either side of the center like so, and then I'm going to add a bit of hot glue to the middle, and this is going to be my first fancy layer. So I'm going to have it like this, and then I'm just going to line it up to the middle, and then I'm going to give it a little squish, and that way it's never going to be flat because I've got those foam pads just sitting here, so it's never going to let it go flat. So that's my next layer. Then I've got another patterned layer here. I'm going to do the same thing with the glue and the foam pads. This time, as the butterfly is a bit smaller, I'm going to use the thinner pieces of foam, and I'm going to put it either side of the center, and I'm going to put some hot glue in the middle of that. So before I put the hot glue, I'm just going to give it a little bend in the middle, add a bit of glue here. I'm so sorry for the noise, it's really annoying me actually, but what can you do? It's my day off today, and I thought I'm going to craft as much as I can before the kids get back from school, and then we're going to have a lovely barbecue tonight. So this is how it's looking. Then the next layer to that one is another patterned layer. Do the same thing again, and I want a lot of that dimension because I don't want it to go flat at all. So I'm going to do the same again with the foam and the hot glue. And I don't know why that neighbour of mine just sounds like it's getting louder, probably coming closer and closer. Okay, so this one is just going to sit on top of that beautiful patterned paper like this, and give the center a little squeeze down so it's adhered properly. And then the final layer of that one is just a solid butterfly in the patterned paper, and this time I'm not going to add any foam pad because it's going to be a flower going on top of here. So this time this one does not have any foam pad, just glue, and then like so. So that is how it's looking, really pretty. And then I've got some Wild Orchid Craft flowers to my side, and I'll show you what I've got. For this one I've got, well, for all the cards I've actually used these beautiful magnolias from Wild Orchid Craft, and then I have some of these apple blossoms. So this one has some pink flowers only because there's some pink tones within it, and I've also got an open rose which I will be using in the center of the magnolia. So all I'm going to do is just chop the backs off of each of the flower and align it as the body of the butterfly. So I'm gonna put some hot glue in the center of that larger flower, put that in the middle like so, and then the pink ones are gonna go top and bottom of that. Oh my gosh, I can hear him so loud. I hope it's not loud on the video, honestly, because I'm getting a bit annoyed now and I don't have time to do my video later. So that's how those are looking. And then this open rose is going to go in the center of that magnolia. I think that's what that one, the large flower is called. I'm sure it's a magnolia. And just give this a little lift up like so, and that is it. So that is my first one, and there's a sentiment inside, and that is the card complete. So I'm going to put this one to the side, and I'll show you another version which isn't as lacy as the first one, but this time it's an easel card. So what I've done is I've cut a card base using the same method I did for the earlier one. This time I've used patterned paper, and it's a double-sided paper, but it's almost like thin card, so which is great for card base. And then because it's an easel card, I need to create my fold in the center of this first butterfly. So I'm going to grab my scoring board, and this is just a mini one that I use for my cards. I'm going to open up my butterfly, and the first butterfly that I've got here on the front, I'm gonna just make a crease down the middle here, and this will create my easel. And then on that front half of the easel is where this butterfly is gonna sit. So I'm gonna get the top layer stuck down onto this layer here. And you can use whatever glue you like, but just be careful not to go above the crease line here, and then add your layer and just get it lined up nicely. And that's how that looks. Okay, and then I'm gonna close it back up, and then I'm gonna start layering my butterfly. So now I've got this fancy piece here, and then I have this piece here. So I've got two different butterflies on top of the larger one. Okay, so I'm going to put this one again. I'm going to do the same thing as I did on the last one with the foam pads, and I'm going to put a bit of glue in the middle of that. And I'm going to centralize it. So this time this card doesn't have as many layers as the last one. And then my final one, I'm not going to add any foam pads because there's a flower going on top of it. So just a bit of hot glue down the middle, and then this one just goes there like so. And again, same thing, same flowers, just different colours. The last time I used pink, this is going to be all white, and I'm going to just stick these down. So really simple and quick cards, and I'm just so glad I got to use my dies for these pretty little cards. And then I don't want the green here, so I'm just going to rip the backs off like so, and add these either side again, just like the last one, and then one on the top like so, and then my little rose in the middle of that magnolia. And for my stopper, for my easel, what I've done, I've already just cut out You Are Fabulous, and I've mounted it on some double-sided foam, and I'm going to put another piece there just to give me a bit more dimension and to hold up the easel element. So a bit of foam pad, and then that's going to just sit here, and this will create my easel. So that sits like that. So I'm really happy with the way these came out. They came out really pretty. Thank you again, Bona, for the inspiration. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move my board out of the way, and I'll show you some of the others. So these are the two that I've just made, and then here are a couple more using that same beautiful paper pad. So this one is exactly the same way I did this one, but different colorways and same sentiment on the inside. So this one is like blues and this beautiful like orangey tone, and then I also made a pink one, pink, blue and orange, and this one's got the white flowers, this one's got the white with the blue flowers, white with the pink flowers, just to kind of coordinate with the papers. And then I made a couple more easels. So I've got an orange shade one with the pinks and blues, and this easel says with lots of love. That just stands like that. Then I have another easel here, and this one says sending smiles. So they came out really adorable. I had great fun creating these, and I'm just glad I got to use my dies. So definitely give them a go, and please check out Bona's channel. She's just full of inspiration. I just love that lady and I love her work. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Check out all the links below. I'll try and put all the information for the dies etc below as well, and hope you have a lovely weekend. Take care. Bye.